Well, the year is ending, and I decided to give one more bite size on my movie scheduling. So I was in the balance of wanting to watch either the Kingsman movie or The Thing 2. But so I was kind of like into the balance, but I felt like I felt a little bit of mistrust on Kingsman because, well, the last movie of Kingsman didn't hold up. But I was actually more interested because I wanted to see Rasputin, Russia's greatest love machine. There, I made the joke. So I decided to go with Thing 2 because it is animated. So let's get started. I did saw the first Thing years ago, and I don't remember liking it fine. I really liked the characters. I really liked the cover of the popular music that they do, and it was kind of like a glorified jukebox. But either way, it was sympathetic enough that I don't remember, but I think that I like it better than other movies, other animated movies that I've seen that year. In this, how can I say? And considering that Illuminations is mostly known for making kind of like cheap written, family-friendly movies like the Minions, and they go for the lowest common denominator type of humor. I still, you gotta give them credit at least that they tried in their movies. I will say that they're mostly hit or miss. And Sing, I will say that is one of their better projects. I'll say nothing very kind of like grand special. It just had some fun. It had some fun, kind of like the style of the Muppet Show. And well, then so it's obvious that I went to watch the second movie, and believe it or not, I went to watch it in the movie theater, and the whole room was packed. It was as packed as the Spider-Man No Way Home movie. That's how packed it was. Although I was actually afraid that since a lot of the audience were children, and then I had this horrible experience with them since Encanto. But let me tell you this, luckily the kids were well behaved for the majority of the movie. And not only the children, the adults were, because man, Dad, they bought it. They bought the film. They were so into the movie that you could hear them gasp, being merry. They were so into it. And guess what? I was too. I came out with a big smile on my face because I had so much fun, especially since the last movie that I just saw was Matrix Resurrections, and that was a huge disappointment. But this one, man, this is why I love animation. So let's get on with it. Basically, the story is nothing major. It takes place right after, the first movie, the koala named Buster Moon, played by Matthew McConaughey. He's this manager-producer of this group of singers. He got his team, and well, he's making a great Broadway play. But he gets a little bit of a bad review from this critic, which is this dog woman that honestly, if I go a little bit into this classic fandom, she's gonna attract some people. Well, she gives him a negative review and tells him that he has no guts and everything. He needs to do much more than that. So anyway, Buster Moon can take this, and so he decides to go to this Las Vegas thing, which kind of looks like Zootopia. And he goes to the production company where the producer is this wolf named Mr. Crystal, in which he's very picky on what he wants until the Nick Kroll pig kind of slips out saying that kind of slips out the name of this famous artist named Clay. And well, the wolf is like, hey, wait! I love this guy. We're a big fan of him. So you're gonna, are you sure you're gonna put him in your play? yeah, we're gonna do it. We can get this guy. We're friends. Deal. You have 3 weeks. And so Buster Moon decides to do all this, do everything what he can to, to rise up, to become a great plane and all these things, kind of like the first movie. And again, yeah, Buster Moon comes off as that character that you just want to punch him in the face because he kind of does some illegal things, but you gotta admire his tenacity because he comes off sympathetic. He's not an asshole, and he's likable because even though he does kind of like those things out of desperation of chasing his dreams, you can tell that he's a good guy. He has a good heart, so you kind of forgive him. Give a lot of the things that he does. And also the movie also helps out that it has a great cast of characters. Like for example, you got the Mother Pig, the Nick Kroll pig that he always cracked me up. We got the gorilla, the porcupine, the elephant who is shy, and of course the chameleon with a glass eye, and so on and so on. You like these characters, and mostly I'll say that the movie, like the first one, then it centers kind of like their individual struggles, like the how can I say what was it? The gorilla guy, he has to study fighting choreography with a very strict teacher. And then he meets this, I think she's a lynx, who's kind of like a street dancer, and she helps him, take classes, personal classes, in order to improve himself without, crushing his low self-esteem, because this is something that he had even from the first movie. We got this very shy elephant who she gets a role of being romantic, but unfortunately she kind of doesn't feel it until she falls in love with another guy who she now begins to see how it feels to fall in love, which helps her on the role. The Mother Pig, she's afraid of heights when she got the lead role that requires to be on wire, and so of course, but unfortunately also comes the producer's daughter, who she takes the role out of force and nepotism, in which she is talented enough. She can sing, she can do acrobatics, she can do good stuff, but unfortunately she can't act. And of course we also had the Buster Moon part, in which he's trying to get this clay guy with this lion who become a recluse after he lost his wife, and he's kind of he kind of set up some death traps around his house. Oh, and he's voiced by Bono, the lead singer from U2. Any opinions that you have with him, I'm gonna leave it aside, because I know that there are people who like him, some don't. I heard that he has a little bit of a history. I mostly know him, that he was parodied in South Park. And honestly, you do like the character and you want them to succeed. Although, since we get to deal with a lot of characters, I will say that it kind of forces that the story has to be really, really, really simplistic for them. And honestly, all the character development and their moves, it kind of feels a little bit rushed, but not exactly like rushed, like go 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 go, but they just wanted to span it, for a movie format. And thankfully, there are cartoons that they can break this mold as easily than live action people. So I can forgive that. What else I can say? Nothing I will say about the animation is great. It's still good. Cartoony good, rubbery as it is. Some of the jokes are sympathetic. I didn't hear kind of like a joke that made me slap in my face. I like the character designs. Nothing. Well, what else I can say? The covers are not so bad. They did take out some of those songs, sometimes out of making a joke or something like that. Like for example, in one moment that they played System of a Down, and this one like, oh, that clicks in. And honestly, I'll say that we get I do want to tell you something interesting because the climax is something that it wanted to step up a little bit in the cartoony level, in which it feels like the movie didn't need a villain, but it kind of did. And this is something that the first movie kind of didn't need it a little bit. But you know what? In the cartoon logic, I'll give it that, because this is when when things get a little bit crazier. But the biggest reason why I have to say this is that, oh my god, you're not gonna believe it, but remember that I told you that the audience were eating the movie up? Well, everyone was so into it, and we got this moment during the climax in which, I'm not gonna reveal what it is, but still, I will tell you the cue that is a moment where things get very dangerous. And then the music stops. The music stops everything is quiet. Even the audience is quiet. I was quiet too. I'm normally quiet when I'm watching movies. But in all this quiet moment, those mere seconds, one kid had the audacity to scream at the screen. To yell at the screen, I mean. And the kid yelled, "You big stinking meanie!" That was hilarious. Something like that, this kid screamed. But this kid screaming out loud, and the audience kind of began to burst out of laughter, even myself, because that's how we got so into this movie. Oh my god. So yeah, I think this movie, if you like the first thing and you just want just kind of like simple fun, just watching animals sing, this movie is good. It's harmless enough. It's harmless enough. It has some good heart into it. There's nothing kind of like, you know, pretentious or bad or something like that into it. There were some artists just doing what they do, and honestly, they play the cards right, because the worst thing they could have done is making a very, very badly written movie. And that wasn't it. It has, you know, you might notice some flaws, but still, but it wins you over where it matters. No character, I don't feel that no character was extremely annoying. Sometimes, again, like I said, Buster Moon is this kind of guy who sometimes you just want to strangle him, but you know that he means well, and you actually root for him, as well as you root for the other characters. I also did like the new set of characters, and it doesn't advance much. It's just technically a sequel movie, but I'll tell you, I think that it's still worth every musical note.